Look at this, guys. Look how smoky it is. The clip that you just saw is a clip when I realized that, wow, 2020 did change my life at that point. And at that point, that was when the super flu had hit, and then there was the complex fires already. It was surrounding us. There was absolutely no sun, just smoke. The fires were literally like 30, 40 miles away from where I live. The air was so smoky and it felt so polluted. I couldn't even breathe. There was no sun because of how thick the smoke was. That's when it hit me and I was like, oh my gosh, there's literally nothing to do. I can't go to restaurants. I can't even go outside, breathe fresh air because there was none. All of a sudden, everything just started to get to me. There was a super flu, there was the fires, there was George Floyd, there was the riots, people losing their houses, people losing their jobs, people losing their lives, and people even losing their own sanity because they were just quarantined in their house, unsure of what was going to happen, fearful of everyone else around them. All of a sudden, there was a switch, and then we all just started to go into our survival mode, our animal instincts that were suppressed from millions or thousands of years. I may be exaggerating, but I think that's what happened. And all we were trying to do was survive. We were literally fighting for toilet paper. There was no toilet paper at the store, there was no hand sanitizers, there was no rice. People were literally fighting each other for these necessities that we all needed. There was absolutely no compassion. There was just rage, anger, division, racism, all the negative emotions that you could think of, they were there. No caring, no giving, no sharing, no nothing. And then I started to question, are we going backwards instead of forwards? We're not moving how we should be moving. We're not evolving. It started to make me panic and think that society itself was not ready to let go of their old ways from back then. And I was really disappointed. I also was getting pulled down into that hole of negativity, so I decided, you know what? I'm going to stop watching this awful news and I'm going to focus more on being an optimist. I redirected my focus on things that I really love to do, like reading, writing, and hunting for that perfect dog. And it was all good because I was just in the house. I didn't have to face nobody, no people, nothing. I was like in my own little protective bubble. Eventually I did have to go outside, because you ran out of toilet paper and all your necessities, so I had to go to the store. And that's when I first ran into the very first nice person during this quarantine. In the beginning, we went to Target and there was none. They're like, "Oh, we don't have any." The shelves were empty. So then we went to Trader Joe's. This lady's like, "Oh, you know what? Between you and me, I have a toilet paper in the back. I'll give it to you." And then she went out there and got it for us and she gave it to us. And we're like, "Oh my God, thank God we didn't have to hunt for toilet paper." And I thought that was generous. She didn't have to give us that toilet paper because you know how people would have fought for it. They probably had it in the back. After that day, I started to think, how is this helping us in some ways? Because people were literally at their throats all everywhere you went and very triggered about whatever you said. And still to this day, people are still triggered. I know this 2020 was a year of reflection and pause because without reflecting, without pausing, you wouldn't know what was really happening. We got to see behind these scenes. People really started to get involved of everything that was going on with everyone and started to help out, and people really started to find themselves in what they really wanted to do. Like when people got fired from their jobs, they probably created their own jobs. They probably wanted to be their own boss. They probably decided to get a better job that had better pay. They probably moved out of California and, got a better home, a bigger home. And people that got the restaurants shut down. They probably found other ways. They decided, you know what, outdoor dining. I know it wasn't probably not that great, but they did something about it. And then those people that, absolutely had to shut down, they came up with food trucks, delivery services, partnering up with other people to help them out deliver their stuff. And we all had this question in mind: how is this going to be solved? Is there going to be a resolution for this? It barely began. When is it going to be over? And because of that question that we all asked, even the scientists asked, everyone asked, they thought of a vaccine, and now there's a vaccine going on, and people are being able to get vaccinated at the end of 2020, which was great. Now the whole world is getting it, almost the whole world. And not just that, inventors are creating other things, being more innovative, thinking of solutions for the environment, thinking of solutions for other viruses that could happen, thinking of solutions of to help people in different ways. There's new laws being passed because of what happened. And believe me, I agree with all of you. This year was so chaotic. It was crazy, no matter how you look at it. But it was something different, something unexpected. We didn't know this was going to happen. And once it did, we had to figure out how to integrate with what was going on. Who thought that people would be doing school online, doing work online, without going to school, without going to the office, without interacting with other people? I think 2020 had this teaching moment that the old system is not going to work. You're not going to be able to bring that back. You need more and better innovative ideas, a better system. I bet you all of these people, everybody asks themselves, who is going to fix this? Whose fault was this? Where did it come from? But those questions are not going to help anybody, or they didn't help anybody at all. That just divided people. The question that should really have been asked was, what can we do worldwide, collectively, as a human race to help one another and share the resources without being stingy, without thinking that we need to pay each other off to get through this? Apparently, we're not there yet. We're not as evolved as we could be to work as a whole worldwide unit. This actually did divide us, some more than others. But no matter where you were, on the side of fear and chaos, or on the side of change or reflection or pause, there was no wrong or right. There's no actual side you should be on. There's no like thing you should do to fix it. We all had to go through this experience, this moment in time, to really show us who we really are. It is what you do now in this new year of 2021 that will actually make a difference. And with this, I'll see you in the next video.